Hello. Normally I don't do videos in the evening, and I don't do videos on alcohol stoves and solid fuel stoves, but this is an exception. This is something I picked up for Christmas, and it's the Esbit CS985HA solid fuel and alcohol stove. It's a really interesting product. I'm shooting in the evening so we can see the flames better. So let's have a look at it. I'm Dean, and this is the Alberta Bushcrafter channel. All right. So again, I'm shooting this in the evening because I find if you're showing off stoves outdoors, it's a little easier to do. So let's have a look at this kit now. Comes with a stuff sack, just a little nylon mesh bag. Nothing special, but it has the Esbit logo on it. I really kind of like this stove though. So again, it's a 5-piece. It's very similar to some of the Optimus stoves I've seen around. It's possible these may all come out of the same factory as far as I know. It's not a knockoff by any means. So it comes with the lid. Some people call this a fry pan. Yeah, okay, maybe if you've got one small egg, like a quail egg or something. So I guess 5 pieces is the pot, the stand. This is the solid fuel insert. That just fits in there, like so. And, of course, these two. The 5th piece is actually cool. It is an Esbit alcohol burner, which is one of the reasons these are a little pricier. Now let's start with the burner. So I actually don't have any solid fuel tablets with me. We'll do another video on that because I got a neat little comparison for you. Very, very similar to the Trangia burner, which I also own. Right off the bat though, here's what I like. Compare it with the Trangia. By the way, they both burn exactly the same. Here's the damper for the Trangia. Here's the cap. You'll notice you've got to get your hand pretty close in there if you're trying to, damp down the flame or control the flame. And actually a lot of people will just use, they're Leatherman or something like that. This one actually has a nice little handle, so you can almost manipulate it from right inside the stove. Right in there. And that's actually what I think it was made for. Other than that, these burners are almost identical. I'm going to say one more thing I like about the burner. Let's have a look. So this has actually had fuel in it for about a year, and that's the Esbit. Here's the Trangia. Like I said, the little dampers are all the same. But this one, there's the Trangia, same amount of time. And I know you're not supposed to store these with fuel in them for a long amount of time. This is a few months each or more, and this is totally corroded. So I'd actually like the Esbit burner over the Trangia just for that reason. So let's get this put together. Alright, so let's have a quick look at this. You see the burner actually fits in there. There's a couple of lugs underneath that keep it steady. And so then this is the stand, there's the pot, and there's the cover. I haven't extended the handles, but it's a nice little kit. Let's see how well it works though. Okay, so I know I'm going to get some flack from people about comparing an Esbit to a Trangia. Now, fair enough, so I figured I'd show you a comparison. These are both lit 20 seconds ago, like literally right before I started the video. And let's see how long they take to come up to bloom. Now, it's difficult to see this. So I'm going to shade it a bit with the hat without burning the hat. Alright, so the Trangia is at full bloom already. The Esbit, not quite. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it is. So they took about the same time. So here's the pot. It's not a liter, so I can't really do a test on how long it takes to boil a liter. But what I can do is because it's got some nice little markings inside. So I can do 500 mils, half a liter. There we go, we're at full. Let's have a look. So there's half a liter of water. Is it? Yeah, let's read that mark. Cover it and see how long it takes. Now remember, this is a solo cook set. You're not cooking meal for 4 people on this. Keep that in mind. All right, so have another look at the stopwatch here. 7.5 minutes, half a liter of water. We're getting steam, but that's about it. You can see it's actually burning up down there. We'll just keep watching this. All right, we are now at 11.25 minutes. And it just, like right now, started boiling. Okay. So, what do I think about that? So literally about 11 minutes to boil. Half a liter of water. Well, not so sure I like that. One thing I do like about this is, I dropped it. Unlike other stoves, let's take that off. Okay, we'll do it right. Lid, silicone handles. Here's the damper. It's really going, isn't it? This is why I like that extra handle, extra long handle, because there we go. She's out. Let it cool for about 5 minutes, and we'll pack it away. And just like that, all of a sudden it started raining. You're hearing that. So we'll get back to this in the morning. All right, that rain actually lasted a few days, and we had some wind as well, which makes it really difficult to shoot. Plus we had a few days where it was around the freezing mark. So winter's coming early up here in Canada. All right, so anyways, we're back. What do I think of this Esbit Cook Kit? You know, for what it's made for, I like it. And what it's made for really is for ultralight camping. Like ultralight backpacking and stuff, this would be a decent stove. What I really like about it is they stick together. This is a nice nesting set. It is less than a pound. It is 415 grams. So that's including the burner. So that's something to consider. And I said it's efficient. It actually did take 11 minutes to boil what was a half liter of water in here, which wasn't ideal, but still a lot better than some of the DIY stoves, pardon me, where they say you just stick it on top of there. It's a lot more stable. One of these goes over and you've just spilled burning alcohol across the entire landscape, which is, you know, Smokey the Bear would probably string you up for that. Now, the drawbacks, on the other hand, these are great stoves for overnighters, just when you want to throw a quick kit together, like a basic 2-3 day as well, if you don't mind carrying the extra fuel. And that's the problem. I took my chemistry courses in my undergrad degree, learned that the caloric value, or the heat value, of methyl alcohol, is about 1/4 of white gas. 1/4 to 1/3. I know that ethanol is about 1/3. And that is a problem, because it means you need 3 times as much fuel to do what one of these Svea 123Rs will do. So that means over more than a few days, you are carrying more fuel than one of these. The same works for those isobutane or propane cartridges as well, little canisters. So that's a bit problematic. The other thing is, I'll take this one. Now I got to find a gasket because that O-ring fell out. You can see there's nothing left in the burner. So The other thing I'm not big on with alcohol is it's not ideal in very, very cold weather. Like, well, not bad in freezing, but in really cold weather, sub-zero weather, this is not going to do you. The only thing you can really get along with is a white gas stove. Eventually, these are worth their weight in fuel because they burn a lot less of it, and this one is miserly on fuel compared to something like this. So while ethanol and methanol are a lot more environmentally friendly, they're not necessarily petroleum products. Yeah, they're going to increase your pack weight over a couple of days. So again, your choice for one of these. I like it. I think it's a cool little stove. I'll still have a use for it for certain things, but it's not my number one stove. For that, the honor still goes to my Svea 123R. All right, so that's it. Let me know what you think. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching the Alberta Bushcrafter channel. I'm Dean. Take care, and good day.